Hello, check 1 2. All right, I think we're on. Hopefully we're on. You're not gonna believe what just happened right before filming. My mic boom broke, so this piece came off. Can't figure out how to fix it, and I really want to make this video. In one of my YouTube shorts, I talked about how a lot of us struggle when we're faced with a decision between something that's important and something that's urgent. And so oftentimes the thing that's urgent will register in our brains and we will push aside the important thing because it's not as immediate for the urgent thing. Unfortunately, sometimes what happens is that we feel like we're really busy, we're doing a lot of things, but then we take a step back and reflect and we realize that we're not getting any closer to our goals, and then that can be really discouraging. So I'm going to share with you a really helpful strategy, and it's using this matrix, and some people call it the Eisenhower Matrix. I think from Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he calls it the time management matrix, but it's basically a matrix between important and urgent. And I made a little drawing of it. Hopefully this is showing. But I'm going to flash it up on the screen again so you can see. And what I want you to do is I want you to map out those quadrants: urgent, not urgent, important, not important. And then you're going to take a look at just kind of things that you do often or things that may come up in your life. And I want you to categorize them in those different places. Okay. And so we'll do a little activity and I will show you what mine looks like. So as you can see on my matrix, we have 4 different quadrants. And so if you look at the top left, the urgent and important quadrant, those are things you're going to do right now, ASAP, as soon as possible. Just get it done because they are both time sensitive, urgent, but they're also important. For the next quadrant over, top right, you are going to schedule those things because they are not urgent. They don't have to get done right away, but they are important. They will get you one step closer to your big picture goals and they align with your values. And this is where you should be investing most of your time. For the bottom left corner, you want to find ways to delegate to other people if that's possible. Or if you can leverage technology, you can automate those things using technology or even systems. And finally, bottom right of the quadrant, these are things that are both not urgent and not important. And you want to eliminate those out of your life as quickly as possible. Chances are they are sucking time and energy, and you probably feel guilty when you engage in these things. So find a strategy, do some reflection, find out where do I waste the most time on things that are both not urgent and not important, and then get creative in how you want to eliminate them. Chances are there are probably habits in your life that come up and you can figure out how to get rid of them. All right, now let's take a look at my quadrant here, my matrix. So top left, urgent and important. For me, these are things that would be like a medical issue. You notice something's wrong with you and you might need to go to the urgent care or get it checked out. Something to do with your health and your body, I would say that would be medical. And if you have younger kids, you got to be a little bit more cautious with the young ones. Or this could also be financial things. Maybe you forgot to pay something, or if you don't take action right away, it could result in serious monetary losses for you. So that would be what I would put in that quadrant, top left. All right, so top right, not urgent but important. As you can see here, this is where I prioritize my fitness. As we're starting to get older, our body needs attention and deliberate effort. So that's where I schedule my workouts. My relationship with my wife, my date nights, this is very, very crucial for maintaining that connection, having time to discuss important things with each other, and just continually investing into my marriage. I also got jiu-jitsu here. It's one of my passions. It's like for my mental health, so that's on there. My time with my ohana is very important. Every night I try to read and pray with them right before bed. And then on the weekends, I take more time to do something fun with them. And I have some other ideas of things I want to improve with that. So that is very important. And so that's going to be scheduled in there. And then my relationship with God and church, with my church family, that all gets put in that quadrant. So this is where you want to really protect and set aside and keep kind of as a sacred. No one can really disrupt that quadrant. All right, and so for me, bottom left, that's the urgent, not important quadrant. A lot of this for me happens to be communication with people. I don't like to keep people waiting too long, so it feels urgent to me to respond, and I'm a very relational person. However, it's not always important, and so sometimes I'll have to read a message and figure out a time to get back to them. So I also have automated messages for work and different systems for that. Chores, this is a tough one for me. I think I'm needing to create a better system for the chores. And for meals, every beginning of the week, me and my wife sit down and we kind of plan our meals. So we take some time to get our meal plan in. That way we don't waste time when we are, buying the groceries and making the meals. And so we have a master meal plan that we kind of pick from. So that's a way to kind of systematize and not automatize, it's not a word. And finally, not urgent and not important, definitely scrolling. It's embarrassing to say, but it's still something that I feel like I need to work on more. And so that's something I really need to eliminate out of my life. And I've been doing a couple different things with that. I've taken the apps off my phone, and I've also been just prioritizing what I want, setting some goals for what I want to be doing when I am on social media. So that is what my quadrant looks like, guys. Hopefully you guys can do this exercise and find out where you're spending your time and where you want to make adjustments. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that helpful strategy using the time management matrix to figure out where you're putting different to-dos in your life and trying to categorize things to where they need to be. And just a couple more helpful tips that I found is that if you regularly consider yourself a busy person, like when people ask you how you're doing and you're like, oh, I'm just so busy, if that's your default answer, or if you're constantly just thinking, identifying yourself as busy, that will actually make you tend to go towards the urgent things and push off those more important things, that top right quadrant that I was talking about. And so I've been trying to reframe my mind to not answer people, oh, busy, when they ask me how I'm doing. And when I feel like I'm rushing or being busy, taking a deep breath, telling myself, I don't need to rush here. It's fine. It's okay. Nothing bad will happen if I don't rush around and stress myself out. The second thing that is helpful is that if you remind yourself of the outcome you are trying to accomplish. So looking back to that top right quadrant, what do I want? What is the outcome I want for my marriage? What is the outcome I want for my fitness, right? Make them specific. Like, I want to hit a specific bench goal or squat goal or whatever my lifts are. I have specific numbers of weights I want to hit. For jiu-jitsu, I want to compete again this year. For my kids, I'm focusing on different aspects of their character and teaching them different things that correlate to what we're learning in church. And so be specific and really focus on the outcome you're trying to accomplish. That way your brain is looking at, okay, here's where I'm going. I'm really gonna pay attention to those tasks that are important, that require consistency, not just urgent putting out fires. And the last thing I will say is, oftentimes when things feel urgent, there may be some emotional heightened emotions regarding that urgency. I know for a lot of communication, sometimes other people are looking to get something from you, or they need something from you, and maybe the way they asked you, maybe the way they initiated communication with you, it might have felt urgent. And sometimes that's just our own anxiety, or that desire to be liked or not to disappoint or let people down. So sometimes that can play into maybe a perception of urgency. And so taking a moment to really ask yourself, is this really urgent, or is this person making it seem like it's urgent? So that's something you can always look at as well. And so I hope you like this little strategy for time management. Please subscribe for more. I'm going to be giving you guys more helpful tips for your personal growth so that you can level up. So thank you for your time. Have a good one. Bye.